Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Her Story TV and the Her Story podcast. This is Getrude Matshe here in beautiful Melbourne, Australia. And today I am graced with the presence of yet another fascinating woman. Welcome to our tribe. Before we start the interview, I would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of country throughout Australia and their connections to land, sea, and community. We pay our respect to their elders, past, present, and emerging, and extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people today. So for those of you who know me, I normally live in Wellington, New Zealand. I came to Australia last year to visit my grandson who was born in July and my beautiful daughter. And this is an acknowledgement of country when you're here in Australia just to pay respects to the owners of this land. I feel really privileged to be able to be sitting here broadcasting these amazing stories of women from all over the world. So, my next guest, please tell everybody your full name, where you're based, how old you are, and share your story with us today.
Hi. My name is Connie Inukai, and I live in North Potomac, Maryland, in the United States. I'm 74 years old, and I'm so excited to be on this show and talk to Getrude and tell my story. Okay, so one of the reasons I'm happy to be on this show is because it gave me the opportunity to think about my life and to think about how much it's changed and constantly evolving. So I'm going to tell you my life that I'm going to talk about now started when I was age 68, because before that time I was a college professor. I was teaching technical writing at the University of Maryland and Johns Hopkins University for 4 decades. Okay, I worked really hard. It was a very, an incredible job, very stressful. But I worked very hard, and I raised 3 children in the process. So after I turned 68, I quit my job, and my life turned in a whole new direction. And that's what I'm going to focus on now. And I'm so happy to tell my story because I'm 74 years old, and I'm having the time of my life with my new exciting life. And I'm hoping that other people can get inspired to know that it's never too late to start your life over again and to get in your second act, or in my case, my third act. So, okay, so I retired from teaching because I had so much stuff to do. And the first thing that I did was I actually used to go out to dinner with my friends. And the older I got, the worse my eyes became. And I would go into a restaurant and I couldn't see the menu. And so I would, with my friends, we would pass around reading glasses. We also had to go look for a light in the restaurant because it was so dark. And I thought, why doesn't somebody invent something to help us out? And of course, there are such things as magnifiers and flashlights and all that stuff. But I decided to make an invention, and I knew nothing about inventing, but I'm kind of curious, and I learned how to invent something. So here's my actual invention, and it's called Tip and Split. And what it does is it actually has a magnifier, so you can read the small print on the menu and on the bill. It has a light in the back, so you can see it when it's a dark restaurant and you don't have to go around looking for a candle. And it can also figure out the tip and split the bill in 3 seconds. Now, what was I doing being an inventor? Well, nothing holds me back because I was finished teaching. I had my time to myself. So I studied all about inventing. And I learned how to manufacture this product. And then I actually, because I was a writing teacher, I decided to write a book about it. And this is my book, and it's called How I Got My Product on QVC, The Today Show, The View, and more in my retirement. So, because I want to help other people learn what to do when you're an inventor and how you get publicity. Okay, so that's the book that I wrote. And then I became friends with lots of inventors, mostly through Facebook. And I knew nothing about social media when I got started. It wasn't on Facebook. And so, but I met up with other inventors, and I learned how to actually scale my business. So one of my inventor friends actually wrote a book, and I didn't realize it, but there only 7% of inventors are women. And who knew that? So he actually called me up. His name is Robert Bear, and he asked me if I would be a part of his book, and he wanted me to give a quote. So I thought a little bit about it, and all of the inventors that he picked gave really long explanations about inventing, and I gave the shortest one of all, and it says, when we were children, we were curious about things around us. When does this change? Why does it have to change? I'm proud to be a trailblazer among women inventors and never lose my sense of curiosity. So I am really proud of that, because this is my whole life. Just because I'm old, it doesn't mean I'm dead. And I'm just as curious as ever, learning new things all the time. And I believe it keeps me young. So I'm really proud of all that I've been doing. And I found that now that I'm retired, I have less time than ever, because I work all the time learning new things, how to keep up with other people in the industry. Because you see, I'm an inventor, and most of the inventors are in their 30s, and they know all about technology. I'm learning everything. So so I'm having a very good time of it. So then COVID came around, and I did a little pivot, because of my age. I didn't go out to eat in restaurants at all. And I didn't want to encourage people to go out and eat in restaurants. And my invention is for people to eat in restaurants. So I kind of put it on hold and tried to do something else. And my main goal is to provide products for older people. Why not? Because we need things too. So what I did is the beginning of COVID, I decided that I wanted to write a book about my life, because I now have 6 grandchildren, and I want them to know about me long after I'm gone. This is one of the problems when you're not living with your grandchildren. They don't know about you, and if you're a celebrity, everybody knows everything about you from social media. But I'm just a normal person. So I decided to write my book, and this is actually my book. I want my grandchildren to know that Grandma used to be young once too, and that's me. Okay, I think I was about 2 years old, and I'm in this book. I'm telling my story, because after I'm gone, nobody's going to know about my story, which includes my ancestry, which is their ancestry also. And I'm probably one of the oldest ones around, so I'm sharing it with my children and my grandchildren. And I did a little bit of research about my ancestry, and I wrote about it. And I'm Jewish, and I said, according to Ashkenazi tradition, it's a kind gesture to name a newborn after the deceased, usually a recently deceased member of the family, such as a grandparent or a great-grandparent. By doing so, the parents hope to instill the positive attributes of the deceased into the lives of the child and keep the memory of the deceased alive in the child. So I talk about my ancestors and who they were named after. So my grandchildren will know all about where they came from and who were their ancestors. Part of my talking about this is I have a section and it says, my name is Connie. It's not a Jewish name. And here's how I got that name. My mother named my older sister Sharon and told my dad he could choose my name. He chose the name Francis. When my mom asked my dad where he got that name, he said it was his old girlfriend. Mom was furious and looked at the nurse's badge. Her name was Connie, and that's how I got my name. Okay, so all of this, I want my grandchildren to know because it's funny, it's true, and so many other stories about my ancestry are in my book. One of my things that I didn't know, my mother I didn't really talk to her. I wish she had written a book so I had it. But I found this picture of my mother's parents, my grandparents, okay? And under the picture, it says, Grandma Ella and Grandpa Arthur moved to the United States from Poland. They missed the ship over to the United States in 1912 because Ella was pregnant and had morning sickness. The ship they missed was the Titanic. My goodness, after I'm gone, nobody would know about that. I didn't even know about it. My mother has been dead for 15 years. I found that information from my cousin. So my book is filled with very interesting facts about my life. And it's a very interesting kind of memory book because it's not your typical memory book. It's just based on pictures. So many pictures about my life. And actually just last week I went to California and I met up with 3 of my grandchildren. They asked me so many questions about myself. So I gave them my book and they went through every single word. My grandchildren in California are ages 10, 8, and 6. They read every single word about me and asked me so many questions. One of them that they particularly liked is a picture. Where is that one? This is a picture of my family car. Wait, I can't see. Okay, this is a picture of my family car. And it says, notice my mom with the family car. I was born in that car. I think it's a Plymouth. I couldn't make it to the hospital. So my children, my grandchildren laughed about it and asked me all about that. So what I decided to do after I wrote my book is, because I'm a retired teacher, I am now helping other people write their life story. And I'm focusing it a little differently from a normal memory books, because most of them are like 1,000 pages that no one wants to read. Mine is short and based on pictures that I want to share. And so it's easy to write it, and it's especially easy to read it. My grandchildren spent a half an hour going through my book, and they loved every minute of it. So now I have a little service that I offer called Write Your Selfie, and I'm helping other people write their life story, or I'm helping young people like you, Getrude, work with their parents to help them write their story. And what better gift could you give to your parents or your grandparents if they're still alive?
That's absolutely amazing. Connie, you are incredible. You know, a lot of people give up on life when they reach that retirement age, and they're put on the shelf and they accept that life is over, and they stop the creativity, the being inquisitive, as you said. It sounds to me like you are an eternal child.
Thank you for noticing that. Yeah, I'm really so happy. I'm so blessed with my life, and that I don't let people tell me, you can't do that anymore.
Yes.
You're supposed to just sit in your rocking chair.
No, no. Now, if you were to go back to the younger you, that younger woman who had retired, was supposed to slow down, and there's somebody who's listening to us now in the same position, based on what you have learned about life, what you've managed to achieve, what 3 nuggets of wisdom would you give another person who's retired and thinking of starting something?
Well, actually, in addition to what I'm doing, because I was a writing teacher, I've written 2 articles for Entrepreneur magazine in the past year. And one of them is 6 reasons to pursue entrepreneurship in retirement. And that's really what I believe, because when you follow something in your older age, it keeps you from getting old, because your mind is active, your body is active, and so it slows down the possibility of dementia. So I think it's very good for people. It also keeps you connected with other people by being an entrepreneur. So there are so many pluses about it. And one other bit of wisdom, another nugget I would like to give to people is you don't have to be perfect. Okay, just do what you want to do, and it's fine. Other people can be perfect. I'm just very happy to do it as I'm doing. And when I start a business, it will get better and better and better. So I guess that's answering your question, I hope.
It has. It really has. Yeah, some people do hold back. They want everything to be absolutely perfect before they start. And then they kill their own dreams before they've even gotten started, which is a
Exactly.
really sad thing to see. So let me now take you into your future. You're now in your rocking chair. You're 120 years old, because with the way you're going in science, you'll be going forever. And you're surrounded by your grandchildren and great grandchildren, and you could have a conversation with that older woman. What would you say to her based on how you've lived your life?
Well, if I ever go to a nursing home, I want to be the one that everybody comes to and talks to about what are you doing now, Connie? At 120, I don't know what I'm going to be doing, but I'm sure I'm going to be doing something if I make it to that age. And I guess I try to inspire my grandchildren. I talk to them a lot about inventing. I tell them, come up with a good idea and let's work on it. You're very lucky because you have a grandma who knows how to invent. And so I'm trying to inspire my grandchildren to use their creativity to follow their dreams, even at a young age. Because, okay, so about inventing, I understand that about 1 in every 3 people has an idea or an invention in their head. But how many people follow through with it? Very, very few.
Very few.
Yeah, nobody. And all what they do is 20 years later, they see their invention in Walmart and they say,
Yeah.
oh my God, I had that idea. Well, what good is it to have it if you don't follow through with it?
They actually say that the richest places in the world are graveyards, because they're full of people who died with all of their ideas and they didn't bring them into the world. The way my grandmother used to say it, she would say that when a baby is born, we're born with our hands clutched, holding our gifts. And some people go to their graves like this. They never unleash their hands and bring those gifts to the world. You really exemplify that, Connie. You have no idea how inspired I was when I read your form and read your bio. I'm 55. I'm a new grandmother. So my daughter just had a baby. He's 8 months old. And I have just won the New Zealand Australia Women in Technology Awards for an app that I'm designing to connect my community in the Her Story movement. So I've registered my company in Australia. I want to be a hands-on grandmother like you and be near my daughter and my grandson. So when I read your story, I was like, I want to be like her. This is how I want to live my life and leave this earth having squeezed out every juice that's inside me. Yes.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, good luck to you. Congratulations. And I know you're going to love every minute. You already know it, right?
Oh, I am. I'm loving every minute of it, Connie. But thank you for coming online and inspiring us today. I know there are a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of older women who have gone through these amazing lives, who give up on life when they reach a certain age. Please keep on going, keep reinventing yourselves. And so what if you fail? I would rather try and fail than die with the regret that I should have tried.
Exactly. Okay, that's exactly what I feel. It's a quote that I read from somebody, and it's Erin Hansen, I believe, and she said, "What if I fall? Oh, but my darling, what if you fly?" You know, this is what I feel. And by the way, because I was an inventor, I know about patents and trademarks, and so
Okay.
I trademarked the name Grandmapreneur.
Oh,
Okay.
fantastic.
And because that's what I am. And I have the grandma first. Okay,
Oh, I love it.
grandmapreneur, because I'm a grandma first. I would never put anything above my grandchildren, my children, my 3 children, and my grandchildren. Yeah, so I wish you good luck.
Thank you, Connie. Thank you so much for coming online and inspiring us with your story today. And thank you to everybody who's tuned in from around the world. Come back again tomorrow when I have yet another amazing guest. I have Connie's website scrolling at the bottom of the screen. Get in touch with her if you need a mentor, if you need a coach, somebody who can shortcut the journey for you and show you how to do it. Thank you, Connie. Bye for now, everybody.
Thank you very much. So nice to be here.
Thank you.